Toby and Tolani had once been deeply in love, struggling together in their early years of marriage. They lived in a cramped one-room apartment, barely making ends meet. Toby worked tirelessly, taking on different contracts and hustling through life, while Tolani supported him in every way possible. But behind her unwavering support lay a terrible secret. Desperate to see her husband succeed, Tolani sought the help of a powerful priest. He promised wealth beyond imagination, but at a cost. Each time she conceived, the unborn child would have to be sacrificed. She hesitated, her heart breaking at the mere thought, but love and blind faith in her husband's dreams led her to agree. Soon after, Toby's fortunes took a turn. Contracts he never imagined winning started coming his way. Money poured in, and within months, they moved into a luxurious home. Toby, ecstatic at his newfound success, attributed it to his hard work. He had no idea that with every pregnancy Tolani bore, she secretly performed rituals to sustain his wealth. Years passed, and despite multiple pregnancies, Tolani never carried a child to term. The whispers started. People in their social circle, and even strangers, began murmuring that she was barren. At first, Toby comforted her, reassuring her that children would come in due time. But as the years dragged on, his patience wore thin. He began to wonder if something was truly wrong with her. An elder in their community planted a seed of doubt in Toby's mind. What good was wealth if there was no heir to inherit it? The idea festered, growing stronger until Toby made a decision that shattered Tolani's heart. He took another wife. Sod was young, beautiful, and, more importantly, capable of giving him the children he so desperately wanted. Tolani was forced to share her home with the woman who quickly became her biggest tormentor. Sod wasted no time asserting dominance. She treated Tolani like a mere servant, openly mocking her barrenness. A woman who cannot bear a child is worthless, she sneered. What use are you to Toby? Tolani endured the abuse in silence, still performing the rituals that kept Toby's wealth flowing. When Sod finally conceived, the entire household rejoiced. Toby was overjoyed, lavishing his new wife with gifts and affection. But Tolani also found herself pregnant again. This time, she allowed herself to hope maybe, just maybe, she could keep this one. But the ritual had to be completed. The night of the sacrifice came, and with tears streaming down her face, she did what she had always done. The following morning, Sod woke up screaming she had suffered a miscarriage. The loss shattered her, and in her grief, she turned her anger toward Tolani. You did this. You're a witch, she cried, pointing accusing fingers at the woman who had suffered silently for years. Toby, already under Sod's influence, believed her. His love for Tolani had long faded, replaced by resentment and suspicion. He stopped touching her, severing the possibility of any future pregnancies. Without new life growing within her, Tolani could no longer complete the sacrifices. Slowly, Toby's wealth began to dwindle. At first, he blamed bad luck. But as months passed and financial ruin stared him in the face, desperation took over. Sod fanned the flames, insisting that Tolani was the cause. She's cursing you, she spat venomously. You need to get rid of her. And so, the man who once promised Tolani forever threw her out with nothing but the clothes on her back. Homeless, broken, and alone, she roamed the streets, forced to survive on the kindness of strangers. Eventually, she started selling sachet water, using the little money she made to stay alive. One day, as she stood at her usual spot selling water, a black Range Rover pulled up beside her. The window rolled down, revealing a tall, well-built man with intelligent eyes and a calm presence. His name was Olimide. At first, he was just another customer, buying water from her as he passed by. But something about her intrigued him. She carried herself with a quiet dignity despite her situation. Day after day, he stopped to buy from her, until one afternoon, curiosity got the best of him. "What's your story?" he asked. Hesitant at first, Tolani eventually opened up. She told him everything: the love, the sacrifices, the betrayal. Olumide listened intently, his admiration for her growing with every word. Impressed by her resilience, he offered her a job at his company. Tolani was wary, but with no other options, she accepted. She worked hard, proving herself to be not only intelligent but fiercely determined. Over time, their professional relationship blossomed into something deeper. Olumide fell in love with her, and for the first time in years, Tolani allowed herself to believe in happiness again. When he proposed, she accepted, stepping into a new chapter of her life, one filled with love, respect, and genuine care. And this time, when she became pregnant, there was no ritual, no sacrifice. She carried the child to full term and gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. More children followed, each one a testament to the happiness she had finally found. Meanwhile, Toby's downfall was complete. His businesses collapsed, his debts mounted, and Sod, seeing no reason to stay with a man who had nothing left, walked out on him. Alone and desperate, he sought answers from a priest. The truth shattered him. Tolani had been the reason for his wealth all along. She had sacrificed everything for him, only to be discarded like she meant nothing. Determined to make things right, he went searching for her. But when he found her, he was faced with a reality he never expected. Tolani was no longer the broken woman he had abandoned. She was now married to Olumide, a successful, handsome man who adored her. She had children, a loving home, and a life far richer than anything she had ever known with Toby. He fell to his knees, begging for forgiveness, pleading for another chance. But Tolani only looked at him with quiet pity. "I have moved on, Toby," she said gently. "My life no longer belongs to you." Toby walked away, burdened with regret that would follow him for the rest of his life. While Tolani, at long last, lived the life she truly deserved with her family.